What's up, guys? Dave from BetSum. Gonna go over a few of my NBA daily fantasy plays tonight. Got no bets again tonight. Don't like anything. Um, Although I do see a couple high point totals that we're gonna target: Mavs, Warriors, Thunder, T Wolves. There's a few. Nuggets, Celtics got pretty high tonight, and Suns, Cavs as well. So we'll get started with some of the plays. At point guard, I like Isaiah Thomas. I've liked him a lot recently. I like him a lot more, though, tonight, just because the point total is not only 210, but he's playing at home versus the Nuggets, who are not only a weak defense, but they're 24th against the point guard. And he's a pretty consistent 35 to 45 point scorer. He's got that high ceiling potential where he can score you 55 too, or even more. So I like him tonight. I also like Dellavedova at 4,000. He's going to get you his usual 25 minutes, 22 to 25 fantasy points as his floor, which isn't quite good enough, but it's not terrible at all for 4,000. But if the Cavs do find themselves in a blowout, and they are 15.5 point favorites, he could get 30 to 35 minutes and a lot more fantasy points. So I think he pays for himself with his usual stat line anyway. He's got some pretty good value, but has a little extra tonight. Archie Goodwin, 2 nights in a row. I like him. I liked him last night. So did everybody. He was a very popular value play yesterday, and he scored 45 points. So he came through huge. I think he's still a great value play tonight. He'll be high owned again, but due to those Phoenix injuries to their guards, he's gonna be He's just gonna be a great value at 4,500, and he'll likely even play the fourth, even if they do get blown out. As I said before, that they are 15-point dogs to the Cavs. So because of the injury situation, he'll probably play the fourth, even if they're getting blown out. So I just think he's great value right now, and even though he'll be high owned, you gotta have him. Dion Waiters at 3,900. I actually kind of like him right now because he's been playing 30 to 35 minutes the last few games, last 5 games or so, and he's been shooting 10 shots or more. He's on the Thunder. They haven't really been going downs, but obviously the Thunder have high point total games. And if he can get hot right now that he's playing a few more minutes, he could be a really low-owned value play. So Kawhi Leonard at 8,200 tonight. I expect him to bounce back in a very, very big way from that awful Golden State game versus the Rockets. This is a very high point total game, and they're 10-point favorites against the Rockets. So I think he's just going to dominate. And I'm not sure. I think Howard's still questionable, but I think he's going to sit again. I expect him to have no problems. Not only is Houston a terrible defense, but they're also one of the worst teams in the league versus small forward. Paul Millsap, power forward, 8,300 tonight. This is one of my little attempts to differentiate and get a low-owned superstar who can go off in a big way. I say that because if you look here, Millsap has that low OPRK at 9. Draymond Green is a high one, and he's kind of sandwiched in between Aldridge and some of these other players. So I think that'll ward a lot of players off. And this game is actually a surprisingly high point total. I think it's 209.5 or 208.5 actually. And Griffin's still out, so I think that OPRK has a lot to do with when Griffin is in. So it might be a little skewed in that way. And I think that he's one of those matchup-proof guys that fills up the stat sheets, and he could score 60 against anyone. So, and the Clippers are super weak on the rebound. So I actually really like him tonight, despite the fact that he has a low OPRK. At centers, I have a few value plays. First being Tyson Chandler at 5,000. He was just 4,300 just last night. His price is getting high quickly, but there's still good value here for this dude's floor and his ceiling potential. He needs to get you about 30 to pay for that 5K price tag. And he's gotten 40 and 60 in 2 of his last 3 games. So he can obviously get you that 30 and even double it. At the moment, I still think he's great value at 5,000. Spencer Hawes at 4,600. There's good value here as well, as he's averaging 32 minutes and 32 fantasy points in his last few games. easily paying for that price tag as well. However, he does have a very tough matchup tonight at Utah, who is first versus center, but his minutes and fantasy points versus his salary is really good right now. So still some decent value. And Aaron Baines, last but not least, at 3,200. He's got some good value. He's a definite gamble. But his minutes look like they're certainly on the rise right now, playing 25 to 30 minutes in the last couple games. And he's got a great matchup tonight versus 76ers as well. So those are my plays for the night. Good luck. Hope you guys win some money, and I'll see you tomorrow. Betsum.com.